We live, baby. We live. Let's see who in the building. We don't got nobody yet. It's all right. It's all right. We just getting here, baby. We only 16 seconds in. Shit. This cat wilding like always. Nigga always want to put on a circus whenever I go live. You know what I mean? But, okay. I see Jermell Charlo. They just dropped the interview with Jermell Charlo, $1 million worth of game. All right, I'm going to have to check that out and then do a video about it tomorrow morning after this live. Notes, the homie in the motherfucking building. You already know what it is. I was told by somebody who's actually like really into YouTube that I got to cut down on my cursing if I want to get monetized. So I'm going to try to limit myself. Shout out to my homie for that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got to work on that because when I'm talking amongst the people, if y'all was to kick it with me in person, y'all be like, damn, this dude, he talk real loose. Like, I curse a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've been like that since I was a kid, so I definitely got to make some changes, especially since, my son only 2 months. But, especially when he started to be able to copy words and stuff like that. Yeah, man, Kurt, that's a hard habit to kick, bro. But let me make sure y'all can hear me clearly. You know what I'm saying? Always got to check in. Always got to check. You know what I'm saying? Always got to check in. Oh, all right, yeah, you can see the AI shirt on, baby. Shout out to the boy AI. But, yeah, Garfield. His real name's Simba, but Garfield be out here wilding, bro. He sees something, he see like a little piece of plastic, and he think it's the ops. So he start running down on the plastic, fighting it, and throwing it all around. You know what I'm saying? He be tripping. Yo, real talk in the building. What up? The ultimate troll. My guy, real talk. There's a few things we got to talk about, man. 2023 has been amazing for the sport of boxing, bro. Like, this is just real talk. Going down the line, David Benavidez, Plant. I think Michelle Rivera and Frank Martin was this year. That was a great fight. Then we got obviously Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia was a great fight. Yo, YSM in the building. What up, baby? Jamil Parker, best reporter in boxing. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Best reporter in boxing right there. That man coming up in the world, man. All them dudes that y'all be seeing doing interviews and all that, bro. Hands down, YSL Sports Media, best media, boxing media outlet out here right now. I just sit down, I do my boxing talk, you know what I mean? People ask me questions, I answer them. Cool. When it comes to getting to the, you know what I'm saying, getting to the source and figuring shit out, Jamil is the one. Shout out to YSL Sports Media, man. Real good dude. If y'all not familiar with YSL, go subscribe to that man. Frank Warren be talking crazy. I wish I seen him in person with that crazy shit he be saying. What he say, though? What he say? Let me know what he said, and I'll let you know what I think about that. Yeah. Y'all gotta tell me about this. Because I don't be really tapped in with the UK like that. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few fighters I follow from out there. So I don't really be knowing too much, you know what I mean? But let me know what Frank Warren said. I know that's Daniel Dubois fighter, so you know what I mean? That was a clean shot. It definitely was a clean shot. That's facts. I seen it. I had tuned in like at the 4th round. I think that happened in the 5th round. So I was like, hold up. Because when I seen it in real time, I was like, was that low? I was thinking to myself, was that low? Like the way this man was like breathing in and out, that he took the full count. Like that usually don't happen like that. Like when people usually get hit with low blows and stuff like that, there aren't many times where I've seen fighters take like the full 5 minutes. They usually shake it off for like a minute and a half or something, and then they jump right back into the mix. Usyk took his time. So I was like, all right, that didn't look low. it looked like it was on the belt line, and then this dude took the full 5 minutes. So that means he was definitely hurt. Definitely hurt. That body shot took a lot out of him. You know what I'm saying? And you know he been having issues with body shots too. Cause I see Anthony Joshua hitting with some body shots that was on the belt line, and Usyk will go to the ref like, like look to see if it's some type of low blow. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was definitely a clean shot. Now, do I think if the ref would have started counting, would he have gotten up? I believe so. I think he would have gotten up. But I just think he was taking advantage of the moment. He looked up. He seen the ref was letting him recover. So he took advantage of the moment, bro. But that was a clean body shot. You know what I mean? Like the referee tell you in the instruction in the locker room, and they give you a little bit of a refresher when you inside the ring. Yo, right here, the belt is good. Anything below that, not good. That shit was on the belt, bro. That was a clean shot. So they definitely robbed Dubois of not a victory. I'm not gonna say that, but they definitely robbed him of a knockdown for sure. You know what I mean? That could have caused a stoppage. You know what I mean? If he would have been given all that time, could have possibly cost him the victory. That was a bad call, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been to Daniel Dubois is a strong kid, man. Me and him are the same age. Big dude, 25 years old, and there's been a lot of sparring stories about him in regards to like dropping Anthony Joshua and beating up on Alexander Povetkin was sparring and stuff like that. So there was always things about Daniel Dubois, like, yo, this kid, before the loss to Joe Joyce, they was bigging him up as like, you know what I mean, the next coming, before Jared Anderson was popping off, and you know what I mean? They was really looking at Daniel Dubois as like the next beast coming up in the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was definitely before Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson moved in a little bit after that. But at that time, Daniel Dubois, he was like highly like sought out. Like people were really looking at him. It was like, yo, like a lot of people was putting their respect on his name and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting how shit turned around. But they definitely robbed him of a knockdown that could have resulted in a win. You know what I mean? Because if they only give him 10 seconds, as hurt as Usyk was, if he would only had 10 seconds, he would have been in a world of trouble, especially if Dubois would have sensed it. You know what I mean? He talking about that was a clean shot and Dubois should win, and Dubois said they want to take it to the streets. Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I seen that they want to fade in the streets. With who? With Usyk team? They should want to have a fade with the ref. Why they mad at anybody else? That was the ref call. They should want to have a fade with the ref. What they mad at Usyk team or anybody else for? They couldn't control that shit. That was the ref's call. It was clean. It was clean. Dubois could crack. Facts. He can crack. I seen the body shot. Usyk was folding over like Thurman. Yeah, I'm surprised he. Yo, Thurman had like he be having like the funniest reactions to body shots, bro. I literally seen this man take his glove, grab his mouthpiece out his mouth, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and put the fucking mouthpiece back in his mouth, bro. Keep fighting like, bro. Thurman, it's something about them body shots of Thurman. That shit to be bringing out the turkey out there, man, bro. I've never seen that in a pro fight till Thurman did it. This man literally took his mouthpiece out with his glove, bro. But all you can really do is this with your glove. This man was able to pop that bitch out, move around the ring, and put that joint back in. On some real shit, bro. Like, just Thurman know how to get through them rounds, especially when he hurt. AJ did better than him. I don't like AJ, but we gotta respect AJ because he didn't quit with 24-4 rounds. Yeah, I think AJ is mentally weak as well. But and I do think in all honesty that he was looking to quit against like Andy Ruiz and shit like that. But I think although he's mentally weak, I think he is more durable mentally than Daniel Dubois. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him credit for that. But I think I look at them pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Dubois trainer said he punching anyone in their mouth if someone come up to him disagreeing with him. And Usyk said he wanted street fight. Oh, they talking spicy. Hold up. Yeah, they frustrated over there, boy. And Usyk said we could rumble in the street. Oh man. Yeah, you can't tell me nothing like that, bro. I love the ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing like that. Shit, that shit like that excite me. Pause. No one can survive like Thurman, bro. That is a fact, bro. This man, I see Collazo hit him with a mean joint. Yank! Thurman was like, oh, he almost took a knee. He was like, oh, no, I ain't doing this. Bro, that boy got on his bike. Bro, put that joint on the highest gear and took off on Collazo. Like, he was able to come back and stop him, but, bro, Thurman, no, bro. When he hurt, he get into survival mode, he gonna do whatever he can to survive, dog. For real. Keith Thurman is pure theatrics when he get hurt with them body shots. Real rap. Maybe looking like some shit out of a Rocky movie. Like when he get aired out, it just be like so dramatic, bro. Thurman a trip, LOL. Facts. He could fight, man. He's made so many like messed up moves in his career that a lot of people don't respect him. But it's like, yo, Keith's still a top tier dude. It's just that he moved real flaky, so dudes just look at him like I think they misinterpret that for him being soft. But it's like Thurman will beat a lot of these dudes at 147. He might not be the Boots or Bud or maybe even a Spence now, but bro, Thurman will wash a lot of these dudes, but his respect is not there, so people just talk to him however they want. They was talking crazy to him on the airplane, and I think like Boots' brother Farah was at him at a fight, and I'm like, bro, this dude really don't get no respect. Like nowhere he go, he get disrespected. I seen a fan go up to him and was like, "You ducking Spence, man? Oh." Like taunting Thurman face was getting all red. Like, you got me messed up, son. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Bad John, bro. I know Shakur might win, but I'll be rooting for Frank Martin. I do like Shakur's skills, but I'll be rooting for Martin because Shakur clown. Nah, bro. I like Shakur. I like that he embraces Puerto Rican side too. That's dope. You know what I mean? Even though his dad really wasn't in his life or anything like that. I don't think he necessarily called himself a Puerto Rican fighter, but he showed love to that Puerto Rican side and tribute to his deceased father. So that's dope, man. That's dope to see. I respect Shakur. I do think like a little bit and that may be his competitive side, but he do got like a little bit of haterade in his blood. But I think that's just strictly from not like wanting to, not like nothing malicious. I just think that it's his competitive side, or he just like, yeah, like I want his spot type situation. You know what I mean? Edwin Dos Santos went to Shakur block and called him. Wait, what? What was this? What? What is going on? The WBA regular heavyweight belt is now officially dead. Bro, they need to get rid of all WBA regular belts, period, bro. They need to fix that whole situation. All these extra belts, bro, just get them out of boxing, man. Come on, man. We already got 4 belts as it is in the division. Now we got WBA Latin, WBA regular, WBA WBC silver, WBC Latino, WBC North American title, WBC Diamond champion. Bro, get all these belts out of boxing, bro, like ASAP. Yeah, they was mad, bro. It was funny. You better not duck me, son. Yeah, definitely. He was wilding. Keith was in his bag around that time. He'd have maintained that type of attitude, bro. He might have had a fan of me, for real. Because the way he was terrorizing the division at the time, that was something exciting to see, bro. I love that side of Thurman. It was just like when he became unified, it was just like he lost that drive, he lost that hunger, bro. And then he started to like feel like he was, you know what I mean? Started to feel like he was the man and he ain't had to prove nothing no more. And everybody was below him, and everybody got to wait their turn, and he gonna do whatever he want. Crazy, bro. Bro, Thurman be moving funny. He's still a top guy. He just be moving dumb. I agree with you. He is a top guy, though. Just because I don't like him and he not, like, really respected like that, I'm not going to sit here and lie, act like he not one of them dudes. You know what I mean? He's still one of them dudes. Yeah, you better not duck me, son. What's bud? What's good, Tyson? What's good, son? Yeah, he be wilding. I don't even think Frank Martin can land on it, but if he do, he could hurt Shakur. Yeah. But you can say the same thing about Valdez, though. I think anybody who just strictly got a puncher's chance against Shakur is in a pretty bad situation. You know what I mean? If you just looking to knock him out, it's like if you just banking on a clean shot that hurt Shakur, you in for a long night, bro. You gonna have to. There's some type of consistency you gotta have throughout the whole fight. You gotta be clicking on all cylinders to even have a competitive night with Shakur. You know what I mean? So Frank Martin gotta come with more than that. But Frank Martin, he a crafty dude, bro. He set up traps real well. He accurate. He could box. Great conditioning. He got a lot of grit, determination. He hungry. You know what I mean? Like he's a little bit on the older side of the coin when it comes to like contenders and stuff like that. But I think the time is right for him to, you know what I mean, fight the elite guys. Nah, he not lying. Edwin went to his city and called him out. He posted it on IG. I gotta check that out. I'm praying to the Lord right now. Mark can pull it off. If not, it's all good because the only one he stepped up. Tank would handle him. Can't wait to see it, bro. Oh, Edwin De Los Santos definitely been looking for all smoke. And yeah, man, I wonder what Santos' ranking is in the WBC. I wonder what his ranking is. That'd be pretty interesting to know. Yeah, in fact, Shakur gonna make it look easy. He might. He got hurt by a little 130 Valdez. What you think Tank could do at 35? That's my opinion. That's why I respect Mizuma's opinion. Well, we didn't know that he was hurt by Valdez until he said it later on in the interview, because if you watch that fight, his body language didn't show that he had been hurt at all. You know what I mean? At least from my side. Unless I need to just go watch it again, I didn't really see him get hurt. I just seen that he admitted it in the interview, and I was like, oh, Valdez did land some pretty good body shots, but I didn't know exactly which one it was. But regardless, yeah, Tank is capable. Don't get it messed up, bro. Tank is capable of hurting anybody, in his weight class or around it. You know what I mean? Like his power is that good. He got the skills, he got the speed, he got the explosiveness behind it to really make himself dangerous. Because if you just got punching power and you lacking all around the board, it's like, what good is it? Because you can have all the power in the world, but if you ain't accurate, are you really gonna get knockouts? You know what I mean? If you a big puncher and you ain't got no speed and people can see your punches from a mile away, what good is it? Tank has all the things that you need to make you a well-rounded, dangerous fighter. Tank has good feet. In terms of like footwork, foot speed, and stuff like that. A good jab, good combination of punches. He's accurate. You know what I mean? He punches to the head and the body. He could be elusive whenever he gets in that mode. You know what I mean? Fundamentally sound. Like he has all of that with concussive power. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes him dangerous. It's not necessarily his power. It's everything everything else that, you know what I'm saying, that comes with it. That's what makes him extremely dangerous, in my opinion. And his ability to adjust, because he's so well-rounded. It's like, all right, if this dude walking forward, all right, I'm gonna take him for a walk. Oh, this guy want move. All right, I'm coming. He gonna come right to him. Like however it is, because when Rolly was coming forward, he took him for a walk and was setting traps and was able to knock him out. When Isaac Cruz is coming forward, I mean, when guys like let me see, like those points where Mario Barrios No, like Leo Santa Cruz was on the back foot. Oh, all right, yeah, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? He would turn it up. Same thing with Leon Walsh and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's shown that he could do multiple things in the ring. Tank Pitbull, it's a fight that I'm not really too enthused about. You know what I mean? It's not really an exciting fight to me. In all honesty, when I watched that fight, I didn't have Isaac Cruz winning it. I thought it was a clear-cut decision in Tank's favor. I thought Tank was limited due to his hurt hand and still was able to defeat Isaac Cruz with one hand with beautiful boxing ability. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, it's like if Tank has both hands, that'll make him a more legitimate threat against Isaac Cruz. And Isaac Cruz is a limited, one-dimensional kind of fighter. You know exactly how he's going to come out. He's not going to make any type of adjustments towards Tank. Maybe he'll be a little bit more aggressive, probably use his jab more or something like that. You know what I mean? Keep his defense tight how he did in the first fight. But I feel like this rematch would just put Tank in a better position. He knows what he's dealing with. He probably going to approach camp in a smarter way. You know what I mean? Know what Pitbull come with, what he's lacking, what things he could take advantage of, and I think it'll be an easier fight. And in all honesty, I think that he will have a more of a likelihood of knocking Pitbull out this time around. So, you know, it's not the worst fight, but it's not the fight that I was like on the top of my list. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, it wasn't really that competitive the first time. The only thing that Pitbull really has on his side is that he did get knocked out. You know what I mean? Because Tank was steamrolling everybody, and this dude made it to a decision, so everybody was hype about it. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on the fight. I think it's a good fight. I think he edges out the win, though, over Frank Martin. Yeah, it's a great competitive fight on paper. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, I think Shakur is just a few notches above Frank Martin in terms of skill set. You know what I mean? Just overall, just a more skilled fighter. So I think that it'll be a chess match, but as the rounds go on, I think it'll show. I think the difference in skill level will show as the rounds continue to go on and on. You know what I mean? I don't think Tank should fight Isaac Cruz because Tank will beat him up. If they fight again, he's going to KO him. That's very possible. Good point, George. Mazuma Tank can box all night. That Pedraza performance made I cry every night of how good it was. Bro, you not crying every night watching that fight, bro. If you are, that is hilarious, bro. Ain't no way you crying over a good performance in boxing. Bro, he just be clowning, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he's a troll. Jay Cash, you think Thurman possibly priced himself out of a possible Ugas fight? Well, I've seen multiple reports about that was the reason why he didn't fight Ugas. You know what I mean? And I said it in the previous video of mine, if you go check it out, that he possibly felt like he shouldn't be a co-main event for anybody. So maybe he decided to sit this one out and try to get a main event for his next fight. You know what I mean? Because Thurman really does think that he's like a top-tier guy. So I doubt that he's going to want to be in a co-main event for anybody, especially after that Pacquiao fight and that big payday he got. It's kind of like the situation Andy Ruiz is in. He got some good money off of them 2 fights against Anthony Joshua. So, you know what I mean? Considering that, he thinks that he's worth more than what he actually is. He only wants like big paydays, so they pricing themselves out. Because they got this money for this one fight, this one particular big fight that I think they're going to get it consistently throughout their entire career. But that's just not how it goes. You know what I mean? They got a certain budget. You go above that budget, they go and find somebody else. And that's just how the business of boxing works. Tank Rolly looked like a super middleweight when he fought Tank. He might have been close to it in all honesty. Like, Rolly is huge, bro. Like, he built like the Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like big back, shoulders, abs all crazy. You know what I mean? Like just cock diesel. Like he just be drawing. So yeah, he definitely get big. He looked like he at least hit the 170s, but he not training for sure. We seen what Tank did to Isaac Cruz with one hand. He gonna send Lil Chihuahua to the dog pound. Oh, that's crazy. Jake Cash Wallen. Kenny, Shakur controls distance too well. I can't see him getting KO'd, but it's boxing. Anything's possible. Yeah, just when I feel like, bro, like in all honesty, bro, I thought I'd never see Earl Spence hit the canvas, bro. As strong and sturdy as that dude was, it was like, bro, I can't see. Just like that's how I see Canelo. Like Canelo be so well balanced, strong, and sturdy. I'm like, bro, I cannot see this man hitting the canvas. But we see it, bro. It shows that, like, this could happen to anybody, no matter how great they are. I'm sure at one particular time, nobody thought Roy Jones would ever get knocked out. How fast and sharp and incredible as he looked. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen in boxing, bro. It finds a way to shock you every time. Just when you feel like you know enough and you think that you confident in what you know in boxing, it always comes around and makes you question everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think Shakur does control distance real well. I think like it'll be a battle of the lead hand for sure, considering that they both southpaws. But I think that Shakur is just a little more experienced at a higher level. I think he's going to be more well prepared from his previous experience in the pros and him being around like top tier fighters and sparring top tier fighters. I think that he would be a little bit too much for Frank Martin, but Frank Martin is going to be game the entire time. He's going to be trying, but I think the difference of skill set is going to be the factor in this fight. You know what I mean? I honestly think that's what it is. And Shakur has great combination punches in terms of variation. Like he'll shoot a good three joints, bop, bop, bop. Then he'll stab a joint down there, pop, bring it back up top. You know what I'm saying? He'll jab, jab, double up downstairs, half step back, boom, 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 dig downstairs again. Like he's his combinations, they're sharp, but they're not necessarily predictable because he might end the shot downstairs. He might start downstairs and come back up. You don't really know how the combination, you might know how it's starting, but you may not know how it's going to end. You know what I'm saying? You might anticipate the direction of the first shot, but then afterwards, it's like he throwing like a monkey wrench. He's like, oh shit, you ain't see that last one. He'll start up top and then he'll stab the left hand downstairs, and that shit take energy out your tank. You know what I mean? So Shakur is a real skilled, crafty dude, man. That's barbecue chicken for Tank. He got both hands now. He gonna whoop dude. I agree with you, real talk. Pitbull is soft and his fans trash fighter. And his fans trash. Nah, you crazy. I actually like Pitbull style, bro. Like, I actually like them kind of fighters where it's like no nonsense type of shit. They go out and try to get it. But I just think he overmatched against Tank. You know what I mean? Like, watching him fight Gamboa was hilarious, bro. Like, I felt bad for Gamboa, and I was like, damn. That shit, that was funny, bro. The way he had Gamboa dancing all over the ring. And, like, if you don't know what you're doing against Isaac Cruz, bro, you going to end up hurt really bad. You know what I'm saying? Or if you can't take a shot or you can't handle pressure, like, you in for a long night with somebody like Isaac, bro. You know what I mean? I'm late to the live. Is Tank and Cruz confirmed? I didn't hear nobody post it yet. I didn't see Tank posted. I didn't see Isaac Cruz posted. I didn't see Premier Boxing Champions posted or Showtime Boxing, so I'm assuming not. But from what I understand, they are in the works, so it's in the process of getting done. I think they really just trying to lock in a date because the last date I heard was December 9th, but it may be a little after that. You know what I mean? Most likely it'll be closer towards the end of the year, if not early January. You know what I mean? That's what I think in all honesty, but it's in the works. So it's in the process of being made, but it's not official yet. They probably just ironing out the last wrinkles, you know what I mean? We want that Shakur versus Tank fight so bad. Hopefully 24 facts notes. That's the fight I want to see, and I will pay whatever to see that fight. I will pay whatever to see that fight. They ain't officially in the works. Yep. That shirt hard, Mizumi. I appreciate that, homie. Yeah. I got this shirt. This shirt kind of I bought this when I got my AIs. I got a few pair of AIs. You know what I mean? I love Allen Iverson. I love how comfortable his sneakers are. You know what I mean? I bought this shirt at PacSun. I love seeing that little. You know what I'm saying? Like his little rookie John, you know what I mean? So, love AI. Philly legend for sure. Yeah, Thurman definitely still thinks he's one time. Yeah. He I don't know, man. I don't know. I felt like as he got later on in his career, it's like he fell in love with the idea of boxing motherfuckers instead of just sitting down on his punches like he usually did. And got people up out of there because they was calling him one time because he was knocking people out. You know what I mean? But it's like as he got to the higher level and dude started showing more resistance and started taking his shots better, then he just started getting on his bicycle and outboxing dudes like he did against Bundu, Danny, Porter. Even what he did Oh, I got a $2 donation from Rhonda Orrell. Shout out to Rhonda. I appreciate that. Thank you. Much love, man. Anybody who want to support the channel, man, feel free. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. Anything helps. Like I said, I'm in the process of really getting some things going. I just upgraded my StreamYard and all that with money that was donated to my channel. So, and people who bought the merch. So thank you. Like I was saying, shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, Leonard Bundle, he boxed. Well, he could have probably hurt the dude. Mario Barrios, he hurt him several times, but refused to continuously sit down on his punches. He just in love with the outboxing style. You know what I mean? So he definitely not one time how he used to be. We know Keith, one clown Thurman, gonna sit out the rest of 23. So if you do the math, in the space of 5 years, he only fought twice, and that is the reason why. I honestly thought he lost to Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fought a little bit before the Pacquiao fight, but he was still rusty. You know what I mean? He wasn't active. He wasn't sharp. And inactivity kills, man. That's just simply put. Like, inactivity kills. And the longer that these guys sit and wait, the less sharp they're going to be. And activity is what keeps you on top of your game. Activity is what keeps you sharp. You know what I mean? A lot of people seem to like neutralize the whole inactivity thing by just staying in the gym all year, but nothing's better than actually getting in the ring and really testing your skills up against, like, you know what I'm saying, formidable opponents. You know what I'm saying? Fighting and getting a first round knockout, then taking 8 months off to fight again, bro. That's deadly to your career and your growth as a fighter, man. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion, though. Ray in the building. No matter what, people will never give Tank credit. I think people give Tank credit, bro. I just think that he need that official stamp. He need them official stamps on his resume. And those official stamps happen to be Devin Haney, who's the undisputed champion at 135 right now, and Shakur Stevenson, who's one of the best fighters in the world right now. He needs them top tier names on his resume. They give him credit, but the way the boxing fans are, they gotta see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Crawford just starting to get his love now. He received a lot of hate, especially since he moved up to 147. For 5 years, they wasn't giving Crawford any type of credit. You know what I mean? But now that he beat Spence, you still hear some people, oh, Spence not the same after the car. They make an excuse, oh, he was dehydrated. But for the most part, he's getting a lot more love from the boxing community because of the way he dominated against top-tier competition. Taker received that same praise. He just has to take those chances. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, it seems like we're going to get an Isaac Cruz fight before we get anything else. You know what I mean? When Bud scored that knockdown in the second and seeing Spence hit the canvas, my heart dropped. It was shocking to see. I wouldn't say my heart dropped, but I was like shocked. Like, oh, shit, like, Spence is on the canvas? I really thought I would never see that, bro. I thought I would never see that. Like, that's crazy to me when I seen that. And then he dropped multiple times afterwards. I was like, bro, like, this is really happening. Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy experience. Bud is the best fighter of this generation, dude. He is just different, man. I agree with you. I think he is the best of this generation. I mean, amongst his generation, you know what I mean? He's proved it. Especially if he moves up and beats Jermell, a 4-division champion and a 3-time undisputed world champion in 3 different weight classes, bro. Listen, bro, that's like top 10 greatest of all time. I'm sorry. Like, that accolade right there, bro, he's already the first man to do it in 2 divisions, to be undisputed. If he runs it up in a 3rd against a top pound-for-pound fighter in Jermell Charlo, bro, listen, man, we talking all-time greats, bro. And he might be sitting right next to Floyd. Telling you. Did you see Tank did an interview when he was giving back to the kids? He said he was joking around about Bud when he said he would touch his chin. No, I didn't see that interview at all. I haven't heard anything from Tank. But in all honesty, we know Tank wasn't joking when he said that, bro. That was his competitive side, and he genuinely believes that. You know what I'm saying? I remember I think he seen Pacquiao fighting one time, and he said that he wanted that fight. He was going to talk to Al on Twitter. That's just him being competitive. You know what I mean? But probably him seeing that now, seeing that Bud about to move to 54, and that's not really a realistic fight because he wouldn't even go up to 47 most likely. Of course, he's gonna say he joking, so that rumor, that whole speculation about them fight could go away. You know what I mean? At least Pitbull never popped positive. Facts. Yeah, Gamboa whole career went out sad, bro. It's crazy. Hold on, my shit just skipped crazy. Hold up. I'm not a fan of how they was trying to propel him for surviving to a one-handed Tank, but he's not. Yeah, he's not completely trash, but he is getting more credit than he should. You know what I mean? Like Isaac Cruz remind me a lot of like a Ruslan Provodnikov. You know what I'm saying? Like strong brawler type dude, not really much to him, but all they fights are exciting. And you know they coming to do one thing, and that's destroy. Like that's what Isaac Cruz remind me of. They don't fight the same, but they share that in common. Come forward, aggressive dudes that's just coming to do one thing. Like, you know they coming to knock you out. They're not coming to play with you. They're not here to, like, you know what I'm saying? What's that? Carry you through the rails and nothing, bro. They trying to spark you as soon as that bell ring. I remember Tank pushed Gamboa at the weigh-ins and Evander Holyfield face was funny as fuck. Yeah, Tank got a habit of pushing people at weigh-ins, man. I'm surprised that these dudes don't be prepared for that. When they go up against them, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, them AI questions is super tough. Yeah, I got a pair of black and gold ones, some white and gray ones, and I got the ones that's different colors. The one that got the red tongue and the one that got the blue tongue. I got a few different pairs. I think I got like 4 pairs of AIs, bro. Danny could have won that fight. I love Danny Garcia. I still get mad that Keith won, but it's cool. Yeah, I lost like a $20 bet because of that fight, man. I was pissed. And then that same person went and bought me Taco Bell with that money. I'm like, bro, that's disrespectful. So you gonna take my motherfucking money off a bet. Then you gonna feed me with that money as if, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, here, bro. This, you know what I'm saying? Here you go. I was like, wow. I said, wow. Danny disappointed me with that one for sure. Who you got, Boots or Thurman right now? Boots, of course. I got Boots beating Thurman right now. Boots has been more active. You know what I mean? He's fast, explosive, sharp. He places body shots real well, which Thurman would not like. I don't know, bro. I think he'll stop Thurman, but he won't. He gotta not get too greedy against somebody like Thurman because Thurman is extremely explosive. He's fast. He has some good punching power, man. So that's something that Boots got to keep in mind. But I think if Boots himself maintains being elusive and being responsible with his defense, I think that he will definitely beat Thurman right now. Real talk, you funny. Yeah, he be wilding. Wilder has been inactive. He comes back and KOs Hellenius and 3 punches thrown. I think that was Kello. I think that was more because Hellenius was going for broke and being aggressive against that man, and he just ran into a shot. You know what I mean? Thurman, I mean, Wilder has been inactive, but you got to understand he took a lot of punishment in the Fury fight, so he did need that rest. You know what I'm saying? He definitely needed that rest. Them last two, them 3 fights was brutal in all honesty, but them last 2 took a lot out of Wilder's career, if we're being fair. You know what I'm saying? So he deserved a well-needed rest, and I think that him resting will definitely help him, especially going into the Joshua fight at the end of the year. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. I agree, but I think you favor more towards Shakur, and I favor Tank, and that's the fight. That's the fight interesting. We will see. It's not bad blood. I'm not leaning towards either one of them if they fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight, and I can see both guys winning. It's similar to the Bud and Earl fight. You know what I mean? I had picked Earl, but I did maintain the stance that either one of them could win, and it's a really close 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? I would have to really break Tank down for me to pick a side between Shakur and Tank, in all honesty, bro. I don't have a problem with Tank. I just need him to prove himself. You know what I mean? Just like everybody else, bro. Everybody in boxing got to prove themselves. If you the best, you got to fight the best. And I could say right now, Leo, like from the eye test, Tank looked like he the best fighter. But that's easily something that could be shot down because he didn't fight the best fighters yet. They gotta fight each other, bro. I feel like a lot of these dudes are getting credit before they step. They got to step to get this credit, bro. Nowadays, it's like they get the credit before they even achieve anything. Oh yeah, take the best, bro. Ain't nobody beating him. And it's like, all right, well, how about this dude over here? How about this dude over here? They might pose some problems. Why he not fighting them? Oh, they don't bring nothing to the table, but Isaac Cruz do. Hector Garcia do. Don't make sense, dog. They gotta fight each other. Simple and plain. Yeah, you have a point. These guys take 12 to 18 plus months off at a time and expect to be dominant and to make big money in one fight. If that's the case for Keith, I think if his next opponent is legit, he's getting cooked. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. And then you already know what the blame is going to be. Keith, they're going to be like, oh, well, I haven't fought in this long. And, you know, my legs were dead after the 4th round. I just didn't feel like myself. My timing was off. Why do you think that is, Keith? Why do you think that is? You sat out throughout the whole pandemic. You fought, who did he fight? Who did he fight before Pacquiao? Who was that he fought? Was it Josecito? No. I think it was Josecito. He fought Josecito Lopez, then jumped right into a Pacquiao fight. And then after the Pacquiao fight, you took all this time off and then fought Mario Barrios. And now are taking all this time off. Bro, you're not going to be properly prepared for any elite dude you get in the ring with, bro. And you're not going to have nobody to blame but yourself because PBC out him and they're offering you opportunities. You're blatantly shooting them down because the numbers that they're giving you, you don't like. When you don't even bring the money that you're asking for, you don't even bring to the table anymore. You were selling out the Barclays at one particular time with Danny Garcia and all them. You think you're doing that now? Nobody wants to see Keith no more. You're irrelevant, bro. They're talking more about Jaron Ennis right now than Keith Thurman. Facts. That's what it is. Yeah, you're right. Bud now just starting to get his credit. Yeah, bro. I always thought Bud was the truth. I always thought that it was possible he could beat Earl. And I maintained my stance throughout the years that Bud was pound for pound number 1. Always had him pound for pound number 1. But, you know what I mean? It was always a little question mark next to his name because he didn't fight Earl. Now that he fought Earl, now he's like solidified on everybody pound for pound list. Because they was trying to sneak Underway up there. They was trying to sneak Underway on that top spot. But as soon as he beat Earl, it was like, can't really do that now, my brother. You can't. It's really hard for you to do now. Let me see. I don't get the hype with Isaac Cruz. They're giving Isaac credit for making it 12 against Tank. Isaac Cruz hasn't done anything yet, and he's been taking easy fights, just hoping. Yeah, bro. He's been taking like little light fights to maintain like his momentum, so he could get guaranteed that Tank fight. Because if he were to take a tough fight and lose, Tank wouldn't even look his way anymore. It wouldn't be no type of want for that fight. And even though there's not that much of a want right now, because Pitbull didn't get knocked out and he's been winning since then, they can make something. They could work with that. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, if Crawford goes in because of 3-time undisputed champion, we're going to have to start putting him in the all-time great conversation. That's a fact, Ralph. Shit, I would have demolished that Taco Bell too. After Duck Cruz robbed that top-ranked prospect, and that dude fights like an amateur. I thought that Cruz beat him just because he landed the harder punches throughout the rounds and stuff like that. But the dude was giving him a hard time though, and he was eating Isaac Cruz punches too, like with no issue. But I think that the dude was just pity patting too much. So it was like he might land like 3 light punches, but Isaac Cruz might land a hard overhand. So that's what catches the judge's eyes more. You know what I mean? So if all honesty, if dude would have been a little bit more aggressive and like turned his punches over a little bit more, we might have seen the scorecards a different way. You know what I mean? Duck Cruz, upcoming Hype job. I want to see Shushu Carrington and Cool Boy at 126. The winner facing Robesi Ramirez. Woo wee! You don't think it's too soon for Shushu? Shushu been looking good, man. He look super sharp. But I don't think Top Rank gonna put him in that situation where he could fight Robesi yet. You know what I mean? Robesi a grown man. You know what I mean? He's developed a lot since his pro debut. He lost his pro debut in Philadelphia. I was there at the league course. You know what I mean? He lost his first pro fight. But since then, man, he's grown leaps and bounds and made some crazy statements that went over to Japan on that Cool Boy undercard and demolished that dude out there in Japan, man. Robesi, he looks like the goods, bro. They call him the train. He definitely been running dudes over. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Robesi, but Cool Boy would be a great fight against Robesi. I would love to see how Robesi would deal with that kind of style. You know what I mean? And how Cool Boy would be able to neutralize Robesi's volume and his power punching. You know what I mean? It'd be a great fight. I like that fight. Shakur ain't even fought anyone in my opinion, but of course he gonna get a Tank fight because of the public hyping him up. New Jersey killer. I mean, Valdez is a solid name. He'd be the undefeated Valdez. They give Navarrete credit for it, so I don't know why they not trying to give Shakur credit for it. Jamel Herring was a champion with multiple title defenses. He might have been like one of the weaker links in that division, but still a solid name. So he got a couple solid names. He ain't got no like world beaters or, you know what I'm saying, like any top tier dudes, but he's been taking them how it come, bro. He taking whatever Top Rank offering him. He taking them how they come. So I'm not going to sit here and shit on this man's resume. You know what I mean? I think in all honesty, Tank is more free to get more top tier opponents. You know what I mean? Like at one particular time, he could have fought Gary Russell. That would have been a top tier fight. Gary Russell was like the longest reigning champion at one particular time with several title defenses. Tevin Farmer, he could have, you know what I mean, probably pressed the issue on that fight a little bit more. That didn't happen. There was a few of them, but you know, things happen, bro. Things happen. Yeah, as a fighter, man, taking all that time off is doing a disservice and only setting themselves back. Yeah, I agree with you. J Cash, you on point today, my brother. For sure. Yeah, Pitbull last fight, that dude definitely looked like an amateur. I turned the volume up for 1 second is when I realized they said he's an experienced pro. And he was undefeated too, I think. That's the crazy part. But I seen that dude fight before. He's going to be a lot of that awkward style that he got and just making fights look ugly and stuff like that. He's going to be the one that kind of style is the one that upsets a lot of these up-and-coming dudes that people are praising and stuff like that because they've never seen that style before and they don't know how to overcome it. So the dude's just fighting his fight, and then he's freezing up these dudes and they don't know how to resolve the issue. So he ends up just getting a clear-cut decision over somebody or a split decision over a favorite. Like, he was a tough style, bro. He was a tough style. I like Crawford chain, the Prime chain. Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't really his chain. I think they just put that around him for like sponsorship opportunities. But I'm sure they gave him a bag for that Prime because Prime them drinks, bro. I think Logan Paul and KSI partnered up on that drink. They doing numbers for sure. Thoughts on Jared Anderson last fight? He did what he had to do, bro. The dude was pretty much a sitting duck. He was overwhelmed by Jared Anderson's volume and hand speed. The angles that Jared Anderson was displaying was amazing. Great body punching, great shots up top. Jared Anderson is legit, man. That kid is the goods. There's a few things that I definitely put in question for him, like his mental, man. His mental, it seems like he just burnt out from the sport, man. He always talk about how he don't love boxing and he only do it because he's good at it. And stuff along the lines like, I'm not doing this for legacy, I'm doing this for business. It's like, can you necessarily trust a fighter that's in that state of mind? Because once they get that money, let's say they get this money, right? They fulfilled that whole obstacle of cash it out on the business side of boxing, and they continue fighting. Would you trust them against somebody who's more legacy-driven and just hungry to be great in the sport? Like, let's say you got two great fighters, right? Jared Anderson, let's say he on the same exact level with the same kind of abilities as this dude he's about to fight, right? Jared Anderson is just money driven. He's just money driven. He got a couple dollars already, right? Assuming. Because Jared Anderson, I'm sure he made good money with Tank. He don't make. I know he not making no 5,000 a fight or even 10,000. I'm sure he making pretty solid 5 figures right now, maybe low 6 in all honesty. Um, let's say he's money driven and stuff like that. He don't really love boxing. He just do it because he's good at it. Then you got somebody who's legacy driven, hungry to be great in the sport. You know what I'm saying? And they necessarily worried about money. They just know that the money gonna get there when they become elite. Who really got the psychological edge? You know what I mean? I think the more dangerous fighter is the one that's not really concerned about the money. You know what I mean? So there's some things that's in question with Jared Anderson. And it really rubbed me because I'm such a big fan of boxing and I love boxing. I feel like I feel like I'm gonna be in the sport of boxing until they put dirt on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll ever retire from the sport of boxing. That's the kind of love I have for it. When I see a fighter as talented as Jared Anderson, um, like show like this interest in boxing and show that he really don't love boxing, he's just good at it, like it kind of turns me off as a fan. You know what I mean? Pause. You know what I mean? That's just me though. But he looked great, man. He looked great. His skill set is amazing. A great dude, man. He signed one of my boxing gloves, like I said. Um, I think, and guys on that level, he shouldn't even bother fighting no more. In all honesty, I would love to see him fight a top 15 dude, top 10 dude. F.A. Ajagba is with Top Rank. They should be looking to make that fight. Jared Anderson versus F.A. Ajagba, a heavyweight main event card with Top Rank. I think that'll be an amazing fight. Or maybe even a co-main event for a big fight that Top Rank may have. But I don't really feel like they got any big fights right now unless they do Shakur. They could do Shakur versus Frank Martin and put Jared Anderson versus F.A. Ajagba as the co-main. That shit'll be fire, bro. That's a great fight right there to show exactly where Jared Anderson is at. F.A. Ajagba is extremely beatable because of how slow he is. And Jared Anderson is way faster than him. But F.A. Ajagba has a mean right hand. A mean right hand. You know what I'm saying? Jared Anderson is going to have to be on his P's and Q's defensively because if he gets a little too greedy or makes a mistake, it could cost him the fight. So that'd be a great fight for both of them. F.A. Ajagba, he stepped up against Frank Sanchez and got washed. So he may be looking to prove himself, to prove that, you know what I mean, he's made some changes since then. So a Jared Anderson fight may be something that he might be able to resurrect his career with. So it's a great fight overall. Salute, Mark. Shout out to Jordan Sheriff, bro. I think that's one of my UK guys, man. Shout out to him. Agree about Tank needing more testing opponents before we can say he's the best of this era. Cruz rematch, not necessary in my opinion. I agree with you, Jordan, 1,000%. I agree with you all around the board, my brother. Jair, I thought that dude won a close decision. Wait, who you talking about? You must be talking about Isaac Cruz' last opponent. There was a few people that said that, though, so you know what I mean? I can see why you saying that. Yeah, I want to see Cool Boy bounce back. I live in Arizona, so I was up at like 4 or 5 a.m. to watch him fight anyway. I think at my time, I was at work, so I think it was like 9 something. It was around like 9 in the morning when I was watching NOA versus Cool Boy. You know what I mean? Sauce K. Shit, I would say if he gets past Shakur, that'd be a good win on his resume. Anybody who beats Shakur, Shakur is a great name on anybody's resume. Low key, if Shakur wants heavy smoke, he may have to sneak up to 40. Seems like the dogs are moving up that way. Yeah, that's true. But from what I understand, Shakur says that he's been making the weight real easy. Is that he's trying to put on weight to fully acclimate to 135 because he feel like he a small dude. So I don't think he'll be moving up from 135 anytime soon. It may be a couple years before we even see that happen. You know what I mean? Maybe when he's 27, 28. 29 around there. Tank resume took more fighters. O's undefeated Pedraza, Hector Garcia, Ryan, Barrios, etc. Yeah, bro. I never said that Shakur's resume was better than Tank's. You know what I mean? I just think that both of them need each other to enhance their resumes. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I understand what you were saying, Sauce. For sure. I knew what you was coming from already. Not boxing related. If we don't see Zion playing basketball this season, I'm gonna start referring to Zion, referring to him as Zion Thurman. That's hilarious. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zion Thurman's son. Nah, for sure. Yeah, them injuries be really washing these guys, dude. For sure. If you see Tank making 135 easy, or he consider 40, do you see Tank making 35 easy, or can he consider 40 because he did get stripped of his IBF title when he weighed in against Fonseca? He's known to miss weight. Yeah, but that was at 130 pounds, and you got to take into consideration that was a less focused Tank. That's when he was blowing up in weight and doing pretty much fat camps to lose his weight. I think that Tank at this particular point in his career right now is more focused, keeping his weight low. And he's at a higher division, and Tank's not a big guy. So if he's not allowing himself to blow up in weight, I'm sure he makes 35 easy. You know what I'm saying? So I think he has an easy time making 35. Obviously, it's a sacrifice. Cutting weight is a sacrifice in itself. So I'm not saying like it's completely easy, like he's like it's a doozy or whatever. But I'm sure that he makes it comfortably, and he doesn't really need to look in the 140 area unless it's a fight that he considers winnable or just makes sense financially. I don't think he'll go up there for no reason. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a Devin Haney fight or a rematch with Ryan Garcia, whatever the hell it is, a Regis Prograis fight, or whatever, or maybe a Rolly rematch to get Rolly belt. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I think he makes 35 easy. My opinion, I wish boxing was like the UFC, just sign under one organization. We'll get the best fights the public wants to see. And there's just so many belts in boxing, it should be one like the UFC. I agree in terms of the one belt, you know what I'm saying? But in regards to the one organization, that would be extremely difficult to do in boxing. I don't feel like that'll be realistic because it's not like the UFC is a company, right? It's an organization. But MMA is the sport. Um, a lot of the UFC is so popular that they call MMA, they call the sport of mixed martial arts like the UFC. Like, do you fight UFC? It's like, bro, that's the name of the company that does MMA. Like, that's not what the sport is called. That's like saying, like, yo, bro, I play NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. Really, one organization. I just feel like so many fighters are in different, have different circumstances in their career that I don't think that having one organization would necessarily work out for them. Like a guy like Canelo, he don't really need a promoter. So why would he sign with an organization when he could just when he could just keep the majority of his revenue, if not all the revenue? And there might be more like personality, uh, a lot less like smaller time guys. You know what I mean? That don't have the biggest fan base. Like for instance, like Regis Prograis, he might need to be in an organization to get that proper promotion because he's not that big of a name. But a huge star like Gervonta Davis, all he might really need is a lawyer because he's done enough promoting of himself where he's a big time name and doesn't need a promoter to like sell his pay per views. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with the one belt thing, but the one organization, I feel like it'll be a lot of unhappy fighters because, like I said, what every fighter's needs are different. You know what I mean? KSI, yo, you stay saying that, bro. I see Fury getting caught and KSI. What about you? Man, I don't know, bro. I hope Fury beat the dog. I'm not even going to curse, bro. But you know what I was about to say. I hope he really beat up KSI. Let's just say that. Fury not getting caught. I hope not. That'd be embarrassing. And he probably won't even be able to come back to the sport if he get knocked out by KSI, honestly. Only person being Fury is Wilder. Yeah, we're not even seeing that. You know what I mean? I think Usyk could provide some difficulties though, because looking back on Fury's career, one of the toughest fights he ever had was against Steve Cunningham, who was a cruiserweight with great boxing ability. Usyk came up from cruiserweight, had great boxing ability, good feet, good timing, good counter punching, hand speed. Cunningham and Usyk were very similar in that way. It was just that Usyk was just on a higher frequency. He's just a better fighter all around. So he might pose some problems for Fury, but if Fury bullies him, like how he bullied Wilder, leaning on him, putting a forearm in his face, just making it a tough, rugged fight, I think he could stop Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Or like really punish him. But I think it's a difficult fight for him. And if he plays his cards wrong, you might lose to Usyk. That's just my personal opinion. KSI could crack, but if you rely on one shot and don't land, yeah. Usyk will whoop Fury. See, there's people that believe Usyk will whoop him. I don't blame them. If I was a millionaire boxer, I would lose my focus and spend money like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, I hope that's something that you wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Hopefully you will save a majority of your money and invest it in the things that will make you create even more money. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just too small, bro. He might be. How long do you think it will be before we see a Shakur versus Robacy rematch? Be interested to see if their development in the pros will be a factor in this fight. Their development in the pros will make their fight look a lot different. Robacy is a lot more come forward, high guard, aggressive type dude, sitting down on his punches more. And Shakur is a stronger kid now. He sits down on his punches more. Just an overall more intelligent, more seasoned fighter. So the fight would definitely look different. But I think the problem now is their weight limits. You know what I mean? Shakur body has grown since then, and Robacy seems to be staying in the same spot. He's at 126 right now, and Shakur is 2 weight classes above him. So maybe if Robacy gets a couple good wins or what have you, whatever happens at 126, he moves up to 130. Shakur might be looking for a way to get into the 140-pound division. So unless they meet each other in the middle at a catch weight or something like that, I don't really see them fighting each other because there's so many weight classes apart. But considering that a lot of these dudes are moving up 2 weight classes to fight each other anyway, like Jamel, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? But the fight will look a lot different than their fight in the amateurs. I tell you that. Amateurs is a completely different setting. You got less rounds because it'll be a 12-round fight between Robacy and Shakur. It's gonna be a lot more thinking in there, setting up their shots. Thinking things through, making adjustments. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot more of a chess match for sure. Great fight too. Fury struggles with small heavyweights. Bro, all you got to do is check out Tyson Fury versus Steve Cunningham. He gave Fury a knockdown and everything. Bad knockdown, too. He definitely has his trouble with them movers, for sure. Slick boxers. Watch Tank versus Pitbull be for a belt. I wonder what belt it'll be for because all the belts at 135 are held by one man. You know what I mean? And Frank Martin and Shakur are going to be for the WBC title, so that'll be taken up as well. So they might fight for a regular version or an interim title or something. But I don't think Tank really care about them belts, so he probably wouldn't even care to receive it anyway. Yo, Edwin De Los Santos versus Isaac Cruz, who you got? How do you think Shakur is ducking Edwin? No, I don't think Shakur is ducking Edwin. I just think that Shakur is looking for those big fights that I think he just feel like he got bigger fish to fry. He just want those bigger fights. You know what I mean? He's calling out the Lomachenkos. He's calling out the Devin Haney's. He's called out. He spoke on Gervonta's name several times. In terms of Edwin De Los Santos versus Isaac Cruz, that's a great fight, man. That fight definitely won't go the distance, in my opinion. I think that Isaac Cruz is more responsible with his defense. He got a good high guard. He catches punches real well. I think Edwin De Los Santos is a great puncher, so it definitely be some great exchanges in there. But I just trust Isaac Cruz' defense a little bit more. I can see Isaac Cruz hitting De Los Santos with a good shot that'll bother them. I can see both of them hurting each other in all honesty, but I think Isaac Cruz is got a little bit more dog in him. You know what I mean? But De Los Santos, he could definitely pull it off. He's been in the trenches with Rayo Venezuela for sure. But we seen him get knocked down by Venezuela. So with that being because he was being reckless, so that may play into Isaac Cruz's favor in all honesty. But that's a close fight. I had to really break down footage and get back to you on that to have like a more confident answer. But as of right now, I'm thinking Isaac Cruz. But Jake Cash, he believes De Los Santos knocks Cruz out. So his prediction might be true. I don't know. I know Frank is gonna be better than his last fight. I just think that Frank's last fight, he underestimated the dude he was fighting. He'll be sharp, and in my opinion, it's not enough for Shakur. That last part I agree with. I think he'll be sharp. I think he'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to fight. But I just think the separation and skill level, I think will play the difference in the fight, in all honesty. But regarding his last fight, I just think that he was looking for one big shot. I think he was looking for the knockout too much. And when you look for the knockout, it's extremely hard to get. Sometimes you won't get it at all. So I think if he would have been more focused and really just set his shots up, maybe he would have had more success. He still dropped dude in the 12th round anyway. But I think that was a learning experience with Frank Martin, and I think he will come back better for his next fight because I know he came out of that fight knowing that he could be better. I'm sure he looked back on the fight and was like, all right, I was doing this wrong, so let me work so I won't have to do this again. You know what I mean? So I think it was a learning experience, and I think that he'll do a lot better in his next fight. What do you think Mike Tyson training Francis Ngannou? Well, Mike Tyson's not a trainer. You know what I mean? This is what people got to understand. Just because you were a great fighter in your day, you know what I mean? You might have did damage. You might have did this. You might have did that. Mike Tyson's the youngest heavyweight world champion ever, and he done beat some great guys. He beat Francis Botha. He beat what's his dude name? Michael Spinks. He beat Larry Holmes. You know what I mean? He beat some top tier dudes. He's even lost to some top tier dudes. He's been in the ring with all time great fighters like Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? So he's as experienced as they come as a pro fighter, but that does not necessarily mean that you will translate over to being a great trainer. You know what I mean? Roy Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time, in my opinion. I think he's the most athletically gifted fighter. I think he's the most gifted fighter to ever step in the ring. And I think he was on the run with becoming the greatest boxer ever. You know what I mean? I think that the losses after he went down in 175 affected his legacy a little bit, put a smear on it. But Roy Jones his fighter is not really doing anything. You know what I mean? Like he got the dude, I think his name like Kevin Newman or something like that. He be trying to fight like Roy. He lose. I think Chris Eubank was with Roy Jones. He got knocked out by Liam Smith or whatever his name is. He's not that successful as a coach. Great fighter, but that doesn't mean you're a great coach. You know what I mean? Who else? Like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time by a lot of people. He went over to, I think they were called the Charlotte Bobcats at that time. He was running the front office, but just because he was a great basketball player doesn't mean that he would be great at running a basketball team. He wasn't too successful at it. So with Tyson training Francis, it's like a lot of people are putting a lot of stock into Francis now because Mike Tyson's his trainer for this fight. But it's like it's his first fight ever in boxing. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson's gonna try to have Ngannou fight like him with all the different angles and peekaboo defense, and that's not him. You know what I mean? Y'all guys are built totally different. You're a lot faster than Ngannou is, and you are a lot more sharper with your punches. Ngannou's more of a strong, wild kind of puncher. He throws punches real wild, so it's going to be a tough adjustment for him. And like I said, just because you were a great fighter doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach. It's two totally different lanes. Freddie Roach was a trash pro fighter. It turned out to be a decent trainer. You know what I mean? So I hope this answer helps. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to get across is that although Mike Tyson's a big name and stuff like that, I don't think that he will make much changes to Francis Ngannou for him to have a chance against Tyson Fury. That's my personal opinion. I don't really put too much stock into that, especially if they don't have any training experience. How can I trust that Mike Tyson will train Ngannou properly for this fight when he's never trained anybody before? You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, man, there's some good things going on in the sport of boxing right now, man. In other words, in other news, but yeah, man. Where does Jared Anderson? I kind of already spoke on this. Where do y'all think he ranks in the heavyweight division? I don't know if you guys are commenting or what. This one comment. Oh, okay. Okay, Jordan Sheriff. I can tell this is going to be a great question. Do you think Derrick James' time might be spread a bit thin in camp now that he's taking on Joshua and Garcia as well? Can imagine it must be challenging for him to focus on so many elite fighters right now. I knew that was going to be a great question. As soon as I read the Derrick James and time spread thin part, I knew it was going to be a great question. Of course, you know what I mean? Because at one particular time, Derrick James only had Earl Spence to focus on, right? So when you a trainer, you just working on one fighter, it's so much easier because you only worried about him. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you got a kid, right? I have one son. It'll be so much easier to attend to him as opposed to if I had four kids. Because if I got four kids, I gotta attend to all four. You know what I mean? I gotta keep a healthy balance. I gotta make sure kid one is hit. I gotta make sure I go to his school play. Kid two, it's his birthday today, so I gotta go to the party that I helped set up for him. Go get his cake. That what I'm trying to say is it's a lot of balancing that you need to do. You know what I mean? So he's not gonna be able to give Earl his 100% because he got to worry about Ryan Garcia. He got to worry about Anthony Joshua. He got to worry about Frank Martin. He got to worry about all these other dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's three other elite dudes besides Earl Spence that he has to cater to. And if they're all in camp at the same time, it's definitely gonna spread his time thin, and his focus is not gonna be 100% on Earl. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, bro. His time is definitely gonna be spread thin. You know what I mean? That's oh yeah, yeah. Did I mention Ryan Garcia? Regardless, bro. Fucking Derrick James got Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo, Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, Anthony Joshua. Bro, he got a whole starting five. What if they all in camp at the same time? Training sessions are probably 2 hours each. So what he gonna spend 10 hours a day at the gym, and you want me to believe that he's gonna give 100%? He's gonna give 100% to Earl in a 6 to 8 week camp? That's very unlikely, bro. So yeah, his time definitely spread thin. But I mean, you gotta think about it. Derrick James getting a check, bro. And he said he don't want to be in boxing too much longer. He said that this is just one phase of his life right now, and he got this charity organization that he's trying to go all into, and he don't want to be in boxing much longer. So in my eyes, it's like he just stacking up the paper, bro. He's just stacking up the paper. He said once all his fighters either leave him or retire, he's completely done. He's not taking in nobody else. So, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, yeah. I think he's just taking all them checks as they come. You getting a Ryan Garcia check, he's making millions of dollars. You getting an Anthony Joshua check, he making stupid euros out in the UK. Frank Martin's starting to get them healthy little six-figure checks, especially if he fights Shakur. Earl's a multi-million-dollar man. He's getting a nice little check off of that. He probably getting 10% of Earl pay for real, for real. Who else I forgot to mention? Shit. These dudes, what I'm trying to say, and Jermell, of course. Jermell's about to get a career high payday against Canelo. You know, Derrick James getting to the money, man. He accepted all them fighters for a reason because the bag that come behind it, all them dudes is getting money. The one who's probably making the least is Frank Martin. But that's because he on the come up right now. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia extremely popular. AJ extremely popular out in the UK. Jermell, top pound for pound fighter, current undisputed champion in 154. Earl Spence, been getting to the money. Been getting to the money. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, I don't knock him for picking all them dudes, but as a result, he's not 100% focused on Earl. You know what I mean? So that may take away from his performances or his improvements as a fighter. Ralph back in the building. He said, "Oh yeah, Roy relied on his athleticism a lot, and as he got older, his athleticism started declining. The same is happening to Loma right now. Loma relied on athleticism for his ankles. Now he's slipping. Well, that's what happens as you get older, bro. But I think what was more detrimental to Roy Jones was him moving all the way up to heavyweight, right? Like attempting to put on muscle and attempt to acclimate to the weight class. And then shortly after putting on all that muscle, you start tearing that muscle off of your body to get back down to 175. So as a result, that man did some type of neurological damage to his body because when you're cutting all that weight, when your body has no more water to pull from, it starts to take fluid from your brain. So as fluid starts to remove from your brain, your punch resistance decreases. You know what I mean? Because there's fluid in your brain that keeps your brain nice and protected. If your brain goes against your skull, that fluid is supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say like, lessen the damage. You know what I mean? Like break the fall, like breaking somebody's fall. You know what I'm saying? That's what that fluid does. Because Roy didn't have no fluid in his brain, and this usually happens with a lot of MMA fighters after draft. Like, have you ever seen like these MMA fighters, bro? They won't even get hit clean, and they just go to sleep. Like they won't even get hit with the hardest shot, and they just like stiffen up. It's really because they lack that fluid in the brain that helps their punch resistance. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happened with Roy. So every knockout that he had following after the Antonio Tarver knockout was devastating. Like the Glenn Johnson knockout was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think that's what hurt Roy more than anything. And then obviously, yeah, Roy relied on his athleticism a lot. And it showed because when he beat B-Hop the first time, he was extremely athletic. When he lost to B-Hop the second time, and I believe the third time as well, he was a shell of his former self. And B-Hop's skill set prevailed at the end. You know what I mean? Because it may not have helped him when Roy was flashy, fast, and athletic. But when B-Hop still had the skill, it was there to take over. You know what I mean? Roy Jones when his athleticism walked out the door. So, yeah. Loma's definitely slowed down a bit too. You know what I mean? Loma definitely is. But I think what actually played a part in that as well as moving up in weight. You can tell 135 isn't really his weight class, so his feet not as fast as they usually are because he's holding up more weight that he may not be as comfortable with. But yeah, he's getting older as well. You know what I mean? He's taking a lot of he has a lot of wear and tear on his body. That man had 400 amateur fights, bro. The man had 400 amateur fights. And he's in his about to be close to mid-30s. That's a lot of training camps, bro. That's a lot of sparring. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body. That's why Loma is injured so often with the shoulder injuries, the hand injuries. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. He definitely lost a touch with and it's harder for him to create angles now. I did notice that. I do think age has something to do with it. He definitely not the Loma who fought Gary Russell and the Nicholas Walters and Jason Sosas, the Miguel Mariagas. You know what I mean? Not the same. But he's still a good fighter. Do you think PR taking the boxing? What do you mean? Do you think PR taking the boxing? I don't know what that means. You're going to have to elaborate on that. I don't know what that means. George Sheriff back in the building, he said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a factor in Spence's last fight, not taking away any credit. I know what you're saying, bro. I know what you're saying because I think around that time, he was in camp with Frank Martin, Earl Spence, and Anthony Joshua. I think they were all in camp at the same time. And I think Jermel's camp didn't really start yet, but he was already in talks for Canelo around that time as well. But I think Jermel does he does like a little pre-camp out in Houston, then he comes into Dallas to train with Derek when camp really starts to kick off. But he had 3 people in camp at the same time. And he may have some up and coming pros that he worked with that we don't know of. So yeah, man, his attention wasn't fully on him. You know what I mean? So as a result, he may have lacked. But I'm sure Derrick James stays on top of Earl and makes sure that he's doing everything correct. Um, but I don't know, man. I don't know if it was the weight that really made a difference going into the fight because um, everybody was saying how he just looked so different. He didn't look like himself. I don't know, bro. There's a lot of question marks behind that. I doubt it'll have anything to do with preparation, though. You know what I mean? But considering that Derrick James does have a lot more fighters than usual, there might be an imbalance somewhere in that camp. Who knows? You know what I mean? But if you put yourself in Derrick James' perspective, you put in at least 10 hours a day in the gym, just working with different guys. That's got to be exhausting. So there got to be some type of imbalance happening in that gym. But from what I understand, I think Derrick James' brother trains fighters as well, so he helps them and stuff like that. Who knows? Who knows? My mind goes all over the place when I think of situations like that. I'm not surprised about Haney moving up in weight. He looked horrible at that Kambosos weigh-in. I remember people were saying he looked like one of those zombies from the Thriller video. Yeah, I remember I seen the picture. I seen the pictures. They was comparing him to a zombie on Thriller. But yeah, that weight cut is really starting to get to Devin Haney. You can tell his body has grown a lot as he's aged. So as a result, it's going to be harder for him to make that weight that he was making so easily when he was younger. And you could tell that they're trying to play it off. They don't want to show no weaknesses. You know what I mean? For other fighters to try to go ahead and expose if they were to get an opportunity to fight Haney. But it showed a lot in that Lomachenko fight because they did a morning weigh-in, right? Then they did like a ceremonial weigh-in, similar to how the UFC does it, because UFC fighters will weigh in the morning. They'll rehydrate and then they'll do like a ceremonial weigh-in for the public to see, you know what I mean, to promote their fights and shit like that. And when you watch the film, when you watch like the film, Top Rank has this thing called Real Time where they just like vlog fighters the whole week of the fight or whatever. And Devin Haney was all hoodied up when he weighed in against Vasyl Lomachenko, not really showing his face. He had like big glasses with like his hoodie like tightened up. You know what I mean? And they cut out the scene where he weighed in. I don't think they wanted anybody else in the room besides him and Bill Haney and stuff like that. So they were real good at hiding his weigh-in and hiding how his appearance looked. But by then, he had time to rehydrate and stuff like that. So the ceremonial weigh-in, you could tell he was skinny, but you couldn't really tell that he was like necessarily drained or anything. But you could tell that Devin Haney is leaving some fight at the gym, man, because he did look fatigued in the last few rounds with Vasyl Lomachenko. We can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? And usually when a guy's fatigued in the later rounds, is because they're not training hard enough or they're overtraining. And I think that Devin Haney may be overtraining to make the weight class, which is why he's so hell bent while moving up to 140. You know what I mean? And not really in a rush to fight Shakur down there right now. You know what I mean? And you can tell he really don't want to fight there because he's like, I'll go back down to 135 if it makes sense financially. And I don't think at this particular time that Shakur and him would generate enough revenue for him to go back down there. So I think as soon as he, in my opinion, beats Regis Prograis and gets that belt at 140, he's not going to go down. Especially once how good he's going to feel to keep that extra 5 pounds. Bro, he's not coming back down. That's not happening. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, though. I think he's going to vacate them belts as soon as he wins that WBC title. And all them belts are going to be up for grabs. That's what I think. Ralph, then at one of his open workouts when he was in camp for Loma, he was taking breaks on the mitts. He looked so gassed out, it could have just been him training hard, but he didn't look too good. Yeah, typically, like, media workouts usually happen towards the end of camp when they're cutting weight. So maybe Devin Haney didn't have much food in his system, and when you don't have much food in your system, you lack energy, or he just could have been dehydrated. Maybe he was just like getting all that water out of his system. So as he was training and stuff like that, they was probably only giving him like uh, little small sips of water, nothing significant. You know what I mean? So it may have been a result of him just not having much energy. Because towards the end of camp, you're exhausted, bro. You're exhausted towards the end of camp. So I've seen that happen before, but to show like signs of exhaustion at a media workout, yeah, man, you working way too hard to get that weight off. And being overtrained is just as bad as not training at all. So yeah, that's what I personally think was going on with Devin Haney. Yeah, Haney weight cut at 135 looked rough. Do you think that's the reason why he doesn't have much pop, or you think it's more likely he's just not a puncher? Um, that's a great question. Well, I've seen Devin Haney hit some dudes with full turn into his punches and didn't have any type of effect at all. So I'm leaning more toward that question will be legitimately answered when he fights at 140. You know what I'm saying? If he has more power at 140, he's able to hurt dudes more at 140, then that'd be an answer right there. The answer would be, all right, well, he probably was, you know what I mean, cutting a lot of weight for 135, and that's why he didn't have any power. But like just watching him fight certain dudes, like I've seen him hit Cambosis with clean right hands, and Cambosis wouldn't even budge. I've seen him land some clean body shots to Lomachenko, and Lomachenko, you can tell like over time, like some shots bother him more than others. But he was a smaller man and was able to absorb that punishment. So, in all honesty, I never been hit by Haney. I don't know, but I'm leaning more towards him just not being that big of a puncher. He may have some solid pop, you know what I mean, but nothing devastating where it could really put you in a dangerous situation. But I think it's more of him just not being a big puncher. But he makes up for it with his skill set, his boxing ability, his his mobility. He got good feet. You know what I mean? So he may not be the biggest puncher, but he's a well skilled fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty decently skilled fighter, for sure. He'll beat a lot. Devin Haney will beat a lot of these dudes. I think he'll beat Regis pretty easy. Like I said, my opinion. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I agree. He'll feel better at 140, and this is gonna sound crazy, but if he's able to hurt Regis with his punches, he's for sure gonna stay at 140. Um, Man, that's so hard for me to see. I don't think he'll hurt. I don't think he'll hurt Regis at all. He may be able to beat him up from like accumulation and stuff like that, or he may catch Regis off balance with a shot and knock him down. But I don't know, man. Hurting Regis, that'd be extremely shocking to me if he were to do that. I'm gonna just say that. Because I've seen him not be able to wobble guys at 135 who were legit more smaller. Like Gamboa don't really got a chin, bro. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it a buck. He got one of the shakiest chins in boxing, and Devin Haney wasn't even capable of rocking him. You know what I'm saying? Even with them clean shots he was hitting Gamboa with. Gamboa, you know what I mean? He was clearly losing. He was getting outclassed, but he didn't necessarily look hesitant after getting hit with one of Devin Haney's shots. So I just don't think he a big puncher, bro. But that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to shit on the man. I just don't think he a big puncher. You know what I mean? And you can't be blessed with it all. There's gonna be somewhere where you lacking at, and I just think in the power department, Devin Haney comes up a little short. That's all. But I got 9 people in the building. This is more of like a low view uh, live today. Maybe I gotta start pumping out some more videos, get my momentum back up. I don't know exactly what was going on, but still had a good amount of. It was still a great conversation. You know what I mean? My normals on here was definitely showing love. So thank y'all. Speaking of punchers, actually, what are your thoughts on Wilfredo Gomez? Woo wee! Watched this fight versus Salvador Sanchez last week. Would have been a huge fight to watch live, man. That's an amazing fight. You know what I mean? Wilfredo Gomez, one of the greatest fighters in Puerto Rico history. They made the 122-pound division because of Wilfredo Gomez. That's what a lot of people don't know. You know what I mean? Arguably the greatest 122-pound fighter to ever live. His knockout ratio in world title fights was like insane, bro. One of my favorite fights to watch from Wilfredo Gomez was against Lupe Pintor. Go check that fight out, bro. Great fight. Wilfredo Gomez was a great amateur fighter as well. And Salvador Sanchez was just a different monster, man. I believe they fought at 126. And Gomez wasn't necessarily the same at that weight. His heyday was definitely at 122. But Salvador was just too much, man. That dude was a monster. And it's unfortunate that his career just happened to be so short because he could have possibly been the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. You know what I mean? Unfortunate situation, but that's a great fight. You know what I mean? It's kind of stings to watch it regarding the Puerto Rico and Mexico rivalry. You know what I mean? I always stick up for my Puerto Ricans out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it stings to see. But it was a great fight nonetheless, man. Salvador was a monster. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Wilfredo Gomez because they called him the Bazooka. He was a monster. Hell of a fucking fighter with a lot of dog in him too. A lot of dog. Like he would knock dude. He was so mean, bro. Like he had such a mean streak to him. Like he would knock guys down and then purposely hit them while he was down and shit. Like he got a thrill out of hurting guys, man. He's a mean dude for sure. Ralph, also the hate that Usyk is getting from the Dubois controversy is crazy. But watch if he beats Tyson Fury. The ones that are hating are going to be dick riding and saying how he's the best heavyweight. Yeah, Ralph, I think that's unfortunate that Usyk is taking all this criticism. You know what I mean? Because that decision was totally out of his hands. It's not like he got hit with a shot and then called out a low blow and then gave himself the time to recover. That's not what happened at all. You know what I'm saying? That all fell on the referee. And that referee was a Puerto Rican as well, man. I seen the Puerto Rico patch on it, and I was like, man, you representing us pretty bad right now, bro. That was a pretty bad call. You think you might have ruined this man's opportunity to become heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? That all falls on the ref. All criticism should go towards the ref, man. Usyk just used the cards that he was dealt. You know what I mean? He took lemons. He was given lemons and he made lemonade, bro. Like, that's what happened. He played the cards he was dealt. You can't blame that man for he didn't create them choices. He took on them choices and moved on from there. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. D. Griff. He said, damn, you were just talking about Frank Martin and Shakur. Yeah, because there have been rumors about it for a little while now. You know what I'm saying? They were both ranked in the WBC. And all them dudes in the WBC rankings were hesitating to fight Shakur. And Frank Martin seemed like he was the only one who was willing to take on that challenge. I guess the WBC had ordered that fight and they got it going on. So I believe they said like September 5th is going to negotiations or something like that. But it'll be for the WBC title because Devin Haney's going up to 140 to fight Regis. The WBC has made him the champion in recess. So what that means is he's away for a little while, so they're going to fight for his title. And whenever Devin Haney comes back to 135, he's if requested, you know what I'm saying? If he requested, he'll be next in line to fight the winner between Shakur and Frank Martin. So that's all that really means. They're taking the belt from him, giving it to somebody else, but guaranteeing him a shot at his title again once he comes down. So that's all that is. D. Griff is like Rolly versus the old man again. Nah, man, Frank Martin a lot more skilled than that Barroso dude. Rolly just took that completely wrong approach to that fight against Barroso. Like, why are you trying to outbox this man as if you got any type of boxing skills? Rolly can't box to save his motherfucking life. Why in the first major world title fight you get, you want to put on an exhibition? You want to put on a showcase of boxing, bro? That was not you at all, and that's exactly why you got knocked down, because you have literally no experience. Hold on. Well, definitely check out that Gomez fight you recommended. Who, in your opinion, is the best Puerto Rican fighter of all time, pound for pound? Pound for pound, um, it's definitely between Gomez and Tito Trinidad, for sure. I'm more of a Tito Trinidad guy. That's my favorite fighter of all time. I just think that his resume and what he's the second longest reigning welterweight champion in boxing history. I think behind Henry Armstrong. You know what I mean? Never lost. I think like he was 16-0 in world title fights at 147. I think he had like 12 knockouts. That may be inaccurate. We're gonna have to go back and check that out, but I think I'm pretty close to that area. Moved up to 154. He's a three-weight class world champion and only lost to all-time greats Winky Wright, Roy Jones, and Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is arguably the greatest middleweight ever. Roy Jones is one of the greatest of all time. And Winky Wright was a monster in his heyday, a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So he only lost to great guys. And that's when he moved. That's when he was just a little bit too small for the weight class. You know what I mean? Middleweight and up was just too much for him. But his resume is incredible, bro. Like we go down from Maurice Blocker, Mamadou Thiam, Zulu. These guys might be nobody y'all know now, but they were solid fighters at the time. Like David Reeves, a gold medalist from Philadelphia. He beat him. Fernando Vargas, youngest world champion at 155, beat him. William Jobby, he had a win over Roberto Duran. He beat him and was I think the WBA world champion at the time. Oscar De La Hoya, it's a controversial fight, but at the end of the day, he beat him. Pernell Whitaker, I thought he was the first man to beat Pernell Whitaker convincingly. Hector Camacho, all-time great Puerto Rican fighter, beat him. His resume is as good as it gets, man. He fought. He didn't duck anybody. He took everybody head on, bro. Pause. But he took on all the challenges and came out victorious in the majority of them. He was 42-3. He was 42-3 with like 35 knockouts, bro. Incredible. It was only stopped once against B-Hot, who was a naturally bigger man. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of dirty tactics that went on in that fight, but he did what he needed to do. It was a fight. So I said all that to say it's between Tito Trinidad and Wilfredo Gomez, but Carlos Ortiz is a solid name throwing that mix as well. Wilfred Benitez, youngest world champion of all time. You're gonna have to throw him in that all-time great pound for pound list from Puerto Rico. Yeah. I love talking about Tito Trinidad, bro. Rolly is a decent fighter. I don't think he's trash. He's just very limited. I agree with you, Ralph. But he's the weakest champion at 140. I agree with you again. That's a great point. He's food for everyone. Honestly, Broner was calling him out. I think Broner could win. I don't know about that. I think Broner's so shot right now, bro. I think he's such like a washed fighter that I think that Rolly should take advantage and take that fight because I think he will beat Adrian Broner. I think if he fights his aggressive fight, push Adrian Broner on the back foot, and make him shell up how he usually do, I think he'll beat up on Broner. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Broner don't want to engage, bro. And he's not gonna want to lead. He sit there, he try to counter your shots and stuff like that. But I think right now, I think Rolly beats Broner. I think a few years back we'd have gave it to Broner, but bro, Broner's too far gone, man. He's not who he used to be. Yeah, Tito left hook was no joke. Solid resume, too, for the time he was active. Yeah, bro, he was in an era where there was a lot of dogs, bro. There was a lot of great fighters coming up at that time, man. He did great, bro. He had an amazing career. Made a lot of money, too. You know what I'm saying? Tito left hook was definitely, like, his signature, but he had a devastating right hand, too. His right hand was extremely accurate. I seen him knock people out cold with both hands. So a lot of people talk about his left hook, but he had devastating power in both hands. His right hand was pinpoint all the time. Tito Trinidad always kept his hands up real nice and tight. The only thing with Tito was he got knocked down a lot because of I don't know, his balance would be extremely off in the beginning of the rounds. But as soon as he would get knocked down and get up, it was like everything just, you know what I mean, will fall into place, and he'll be a lot more on point. It was a weird situation, but it always seemed to turn out that way. Tito had good head movement as well, good timing. He was a well-rounded, fundamentally sound fighter. You know what I mean? He had some great boxing ability as well. Oh yeah, Tito Trinidad fought a man by the name of Yuri Boy Campos. Look him up. Fernando and all them dudes, they fought him afterwards. When Tito fought him, Tito was in his early 20s. I believe he was 21 years old, bro. Look this up. He went up against a 56-0 Yuri Boy Campos with 50 knockouts. Yuri Boy Campos was so avoided at one particular time in his career that he would have to sue these guys. He would have to sue these sanctioning bodies to attempt to get a world title shot because none of the champions wanted to fight him. Tito, at 21 years old, took on this fight. He might have been a little bit younger, a little bit older, but I'm gonna say he was 21 years old. 56-0, 50 knockouts, bro. Tito got dropped with a short left hook against Yuri Boy Campos, got up, and I think he stopped him in the 4th round. And when you listen to old stories about Yuri Boy Campos, he was a problem. Fernando Vargas just talked about how he hated Yuri Boy Campos because he used to make him cry. Yuri Boy Campos used to make him cry in sparring. This is all stuff that you can find online. Tito Trinidad beat him. Bro, ain't nobody taking them type of chances right now, bro. 56-0, 50 knockouts, bro. Look it up on BoxRec. What young guy right now who just won a world title is going to take that kind of challenge against that type of dangerous dude? 56-0 with 50 knockouts, only 6 people made it to the distance with you in 56 fights. That's a dangerous man. That's a dangerous man. That's a dangerous man, bro. They're not matching up. None of these young kids that's coming up in boxing right now, they're not even going to throw them in any type of situation like that. That's a fact. And I'm sure, bro, Tito's resume is a lot better than what I'm pointing out right now. My brain not clicking right now. So, yeah, man, Tito was incredible, bro. He was incredible. He was an incredible fighter. Rolly is a disgrace to boxing. I don't know. O'Hara might knock out Rolly. He really wants that fight. We'll see. We'll see if O'Hara could take that pressure that Rolly be putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I don't really know too much about O'Hara like that. I gotta do more of my. I think I only seen him fight Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. 50 knockouts, bro. Go check it out. Yuri Boy Campos. Yori Boy BoyCampas. He fought Felix Tito Trinidad. And it was an amazing fight. A great back and forth. Inside fighting, it was amazing. But Tito picked up the pace. You know what I mean? Landed some devastating left hooks that froze Yuri Boy and then put Yuri Boy to sleep on his feet, bro. Tito hit him with a left hook. His head went past the ropes, and the ref had to grab him because he was about to collapse. He literally fell asleep standing up. Was unconscious standing up. Like, it was a devastating knockout, bro. But, all right, y'all. That's my time, man. I've been on here an hour and 43 minutes. So, yeah, bro, we got a lot of chopping up. We did a lot of talking. We had a lot of conversations today, man. This was a great live. This is probably one of the most informational ones that I done put out yet. Showed y'all that I got a little bit of a historian brain going on over here. So, some great questions being asked, man. Shout out to Jordan Sheriff for the question. Shout out to D. Griff for keeping up the conversation with us. Ralph. Who else? Rhonda O'Rell for the donation. Thank you so much. That means a whole lot, man. It shows me that I'm doing something good. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys. And my viewers picked up towards the end of the live, so that's great as well. I'm blessed to have you guys right here, man. Like, comment, subscribe on the channel. Hit that bell notification so y'all can be notified every time I go live. Maximed, shout out to him. George Garcia, Notes, of course. You know what I mean? My guy, Real Talk, Jay Cash, Obama in the building, Jair Goods, Sauce Key, Ray. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who came through on the live showing love as always. I'll be back. I'll be back for I'll put a video out in the morning discussing what's going on in the boxing world right now. Shout out to Rhonda. I appreciate that. She had great live. Ralph, let me see. This probably be the last one I address right here. Never I'll be thinking of using the triangle theory for a fight. I remember Styles make fights. Vargas beat Winky, then Trinidad beats Vargas, then Winky beats Tito. Yeah, yeah. Triangle theories do not work in boxing, man. It don't, and there's plenty of triangle theories to go around to show you not to use that. You know what I'm saying? Doing something great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'll be putting out a live later on. I mean, a video early tomorrow morning. Then afterwards, I will be back on live the following night. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for participating as always. Check out MazumaMerch.com, man. Check out the merch. If you guys are gonna donate, just buy some merch, man. That'll be a great way to contribute to the channel as well. My merch, the donations from the Cash App and all that is all going towards the benefit of this channel. So thank you so much. I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate everyone who was showing love as always. Shout out to Mazuma Nation and the Mazuma Mob. We in the building, man. But I'm up out of here, man. Peace.